Okay, time now is 1:18 p.m. on February 23rd. I slept from um 3:50 to about 1:30. Um yeah. I think I don't know if I woke up by an alarm or not, but I was naturally awake already around 12 and shoot, I forgot my dream. Hold on, let me think. Okay, I kind of remember it now. But yeah, it feels fucking amazing. I got to sleep so much. I feel rejuvenated. I feel alive. Also, I think my canker sore is getting better. It still hurts, but it's not that bad now. Um, yeah, that was fucking amazing. I love sleeping. Holy shit. Um, yeah, my dream, it's kind of a blur, but me and my family, we traveled somewhere, of course, and, also at the same time, it felt like a school trip. At some point, we were eating something and I was enjoying the food, and then I was called away for some reason. Like something came up, some school related emergency, and I had to leave. And I came back to the restaurant, which is like exterior, I think. And the food was messed up, or the food was gone, or something like that. Also, I remember peeling garlic. I remember my grandma teaching me how to peel garlic and chop up garlic. I don't know if it's related to that part of the dream or not. But anyways, I got really mad, and then people were acting weird, like they're rejecting me and they're pushing me away. So like I think somewhere in front of a beach, so like a slope, and then there's a beach, or maybe in front of something, some entrance to something. I just started going crazy. I started screaming, crying, crashing out, and grabbing onto things and like speaking in tongues, and people think I'm crazy. I want people to think that I'm crazy, and my parents, they're not surprised. They're like, yeah, Enoch is like melodramatic and theatrical again, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, it felt great. I drooled onto my pillow, which usually doesn't happen. You know, it's a sweet ass dream when it's a sweet ass sleep when you do that. And yeah, today I'm at 3 p.m. I have a Zoom meeting with the Vietnamese professor, which I'm really excited for. And then yeah, and today I'm gonna go out and buy food. I'm also probably gonna go to USPS to return the um to return the Blu-ray. Actually, maybe I should do that tomorrow. Hmm. Because yeah, actually, I'm gonna return the Blu-ray tomorrow because if I return the Blu-ray today, USPS closes at 5:30, and I'm gonna walk all the way over there, and then yeah, and then after 5:30, if I go to Trader Joe's or Ralph's, then I'll have to walk back home or take a bus because unless it's over 7 p.m., then I can take a free lift, which is inconvenient. So yeah, okay. Um, yeah, anyways, today should be chill. I have a lot of movies to catch up on. I barely did anything last night. I was too tired. But yeah, moving forward, first of all, we're at week 7 right now, pretty much halfway throughout the last semester. And uh, yeah, going forward, I would like to just have fun. I would like to have lots and lots of fun. And yeah, I mean, yes, I have shit to care about, like assignments, homework, stuff like that, film sets. But ultimately, I want to prioritize fun, and ultimately, I want to just yeah, yeah. I want to. I was gonna say something. Yeah, I just want to go all out and talk to people, and yeah, I think that's the least I can do. If I still want to develop anything, deep friendship or romantic relationship within 10 weeks, which I don't even know if it's possible. But the least I can do is just talk to people. Talk, talk, talk. Don't care about pride. Don't care about being embarrassing. Just talk, 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 and talk. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, time now is 2:16 a.m. in the morning. Um, Behold my wall of clothes and my pile of shit. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of a mess right now, but it's okay. It'll be fixed. Um, yeah, I today is pretty chill. I didn't do much. I did go out to buy Trader Joe's at around 8 p.m., 8 something p.m., and if not counting that, then it's a home all day, but it's not a home all day. But it felt nice today, given that I had a lot of sleep. I felt energetic. I felt good, and then I also tried to be as productive as possible. I finished the anime Shoshimi series. What else did I do? I finished. Well, not exactly finished, but I did spend a lot of time putting down the amount of money I spent every. What are you doing? Yeah, I did put down the money I spent. I filmed a couple short videos. I worked on the designs for the whip ad, the production design, which is happening in 4 or 5 days, which is kind of concerning. But if I can pull off Ethan Kwan's 310, I'm sure I can pull off this one as well. Um, and it's so funny because it's me and Harley again. Anyways, the most interesting thing today was at 3 p.m. I had a Zoom meeting with the Vietnamese professor, and it was really nice. I thought she didn't know because I didn't email her that I booked this time, but she did know. She thought I would show up in person at her office, but yeah, I ended up. It was over Zoom because I just don't want to leave. I don't want to get out of my apartment. And it was nice. We talked about. It was a very formal meeting for the most part. Like we talked about just my future, my plans to go get into grad school, and also finding jobs. And she told me to just talk to like first jobs and industry relations. And then we talked about cams as a major, and I was surprisingly honest. I was just like, yeah, a lot of people just regard cams as like not that competitive, and she's like, "What? No, CAMS is competitive. Only 5% of applicants get in, and it's just as important as production." And then I was like, "Yeah, I agree." And I talked about how people in production talk shit about CAMS majors, and she's like, "Yes, I'm aware." And interestingly, she doesn't know what a 310 is. She doesn't know. She doesn't really know what a 480 is. So I had to explain it to her, and she said, "Yeah, a lot of film production students don't have the knowledge of film history and film vocabulary, and otherwise it would have helped their films a lot more." Um, yeah, but it was a nice chat. I talked about 190, um, the 190 auditions because I saw her briefly last Friday, and she's like, "Yeah, they're doing auditions." And the original professor, the Romanian guy, he's also part of it. So the school is going to keep him, but there's also a chance that he's going to move on and not teach anymore, not teach 190 anymore, and move on to teaching some other classes. But either way, we talked and it was nice. It was a 40-minute talk, and then that's it. So that made me quite swell. And then not much else. I talked to Christian a little bit about like piercing, either doing a piercing on the ear or going to the beach this Sunday. and also talked to Cliff a little bit because I wanted to make a phone call with him to talk about the script. A lot of moving parts, but I just spent like a whole hour and a half just working on my religion study notes, my religion class notes, because tomorrow is the fucking midterms, and I started revising at 1 a.m. while having dinner beside the laptop. And holy shit, it is a lot. It is way more than I thought, and I'm sleepy right now, and I can't do anything else for the rest of the night because I want to sleep early. And tomorrow is gonna be a long ass day. This whole week is gonna be tough. I mean, on top of internships and the job tomorrow night, which I'm excited for. I also just have like a lot to do with like PDing and also writing the script for 480, which is due mid March, and yeah, just a lot going on, and the Empire, which I need to work on, and just so much going on. But hopefully after this week, I'll be freer. And yeah, after the whip ad, I have no more sets lined up for me. I have no more film sets lined up, and that's great. I just want to keep my schedule clean. I want March and April clean. Sure, I can PA on set, not PA, set dress. I can be a set dresser. That's a-okay. But I want to keep it clean so that I could make the Empire. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. I'm just happy. Yeah, I'm just happy I got to get close to Maisie over the last 2 days. I think that is another. Yeah, you know what? Let's be positive for a moment here. Let's be positive. Not for a moment. Let's be positive for a month. For the months to come. Um, One point to me for being able to get close to Maisie and just having a better idea of who she is, what she likes, and, not a super deep connection, but I just think that for every person I get close to, whether it be Christian, Maisie, or Colin, I feel more secure in this chaotic world. And yeah. Anyways, that's that. I don't know. Today I generally feel good. I generally feel kind of upbeat, and again, I just for the next 10 weeks I just want to have fun, and yeah, I I just want to I just want to have fun, and if fun doesn't naturally come to me, then I'll have to make the fun. I want to try new things and just be myself, and yeah, and I think I can try. I think I can try, and I think I can do it, and yeah, I've come a long way. I've come a long way. If you really think about it, a lot of CAM students, they don't get to go to Cannes Film Festival. They don't get to hop on so many productions. And they don't get to work for the USC film screenings and intern in the same semester. And I got to do it, and that's not bad. And sure, I'm not Jayun level, okay? I'm not directing left and right and working for film entertainment, okay? But still, I tried. I tried. And yeah, and at the end, it's not going to even matter that much because it's not the outcome that matters. Because 10 years later, all of this APCA shit, all of this click to view thing, it's not going to matter that much. But it matters now simply because it's fun. And I need to guarantee that. Everything I do is either for happiness or for survival. I'm surviving okay right now. I just need to be happy and have fun. So, week 7, bring it on, motherfucker. Bring it on. Okay, time now is 9:24 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I slept from 3 3:50 again to 9:10, and then 10 more minutes of resleep. Yeah, goddamn. I just cannot beat the 3 a.m. curse. And again, I just have too much to do. I realize I give myself too much to do every day, but yeah, it's okay. Hopefully tonight I'll sleep like 3 a.m. Hopefully. But it is difficult because I just have too much this week. I'm waking up a little earlier. I'm waking up 10 minutes earlier than usual so that I would give myself some time to finish revising for my religion midterms, which is happening in 1.5 hours. Yeah, I still haven't finished going through all the classes. I still have like 3 classes left of material to go through. I'm not super confident on the religion midterms. The good thing is I'm writing notes on a document and then printing them out so that it's, you know, so that it's basically, I'm basically making cheat sheet, so it's not that bad. I'm not memorizing it or anything, but it's still, I'm still worried because it's a lot of information. I'm more worried about this than the comp lit class, not gonna lie. Yeah, but I'll pull through, and then after that, I'll have I have to return a Blu-ray today, and then I'll have a Voice of Humor job tonight, and then that's pretty much it. And yeah, yeah. Yeah. Fuck. I forgot my dream again. I forgot my dream again. I'm such a bad dreamer.
Such a great number. It's really amazing. It's my first time here. I was like wondering if there would be anyone. So thank you again. Okay, I try to answer the question briefly. Maybe we will get back to some other stuff, but what is important to know is how the film started. And it started at the moment, I will go quickly, but we were working on another film with the director. And at that time, we were following what was happening in Gaza, and we were kind of glued to the news, feeling anger. I don't remember the word you used, but you know, deep anger and feeling of helplessness. After so, and since then, the film is released everywhere, and all the reactions everywhere are very, very strong. It goes from, let's say,
to save a life. Now, this is the dilemma that I think that so many of us who make art, especially art about these horrifying situations, must constantly confront. It's an ethical, political, artistic, moral question, which is when we're trying to appeal to the empathy of the audience, is it going to be enough? I don't think it's a resolvable question, but I'm sure you've had to confront it in your own work.
Yeah, exactly, and this is.
You know, I'm not here to give you lessons, but we did the film so that.
Okay, it's 2:06 a.m. in the morning. Holy shit, it's so late. I don't know why, but time really flies. I think today I haven't done anything at home. The whole day is just me outside doing something, doing something, doing something. I woke up and it was a stressful morning. It was indeed a very stressful morning. I woke up and I continued working on my Religion 334 notes, and I didn't have enough time. So I thought that I should take a bus, go to school, work on my notes, type it up in my Word document, and send it to my email, or send it directly to FedEx Print and Go, and then head over to FedEx office, print out the notes, and then run over to my religion class for the midterms. And I need to do all that. I need to do all that shit within about 35 minutes, which seems reasonable, right? 35. So let's say I take the 9:15 a.m. bus, or no, 10:15 a.m. bus. I arrive at school at 10:25. Midterm start at 11. From 10:25 to 11, I have 35 minutes to handle this. So maybe in my head, I can work 20 more minutes to do the notes. And then at 10:45, I run over to FedEx office, print it out. 10:55, I run over to my classroom. Perfect. Well, it ain't so perfect. First of all, I arrived at SCA and I thought I could just immediately grab a place to sit down. Well, no. Unfortunately, difficult. I went to third floor, sat down, opened my laptop, and the touchpad is not working. The touchpad stopped working yesterday, and I thought it's temporary. I thought I thought it's gonna work out. It's not. The touchpad is not working. I tried everything. I tried troubleshooting it. I tried reinstalling some drives or restarting it, whatever. None of it worked, and I'm just really frustrated. My nose is itching, and then fine. I guess I'll just survive with a touchpad. So the whole time I was just typing like tab, alt tab, like using all these hotkeys the whole time. Literally can't pick a worse fucking time to do this. Right before a goddamn fucking ball sacks exam. So I did that. I typed out all the notes. I couldn't even finish going through all the notes. I'm like, fuck it. I have no choice. I have to go right now. So at 10:50, I ran over to the religion class. At 11:03, I arrived and I saw the professor and I was like, I'm sorry, but I haven't printed out the notes. Can I immediately rush over and print them out and then come back? And the professor's nice. I know he's nice. He's like, well, do you write really fast or do you need extra time? I mean, we can stay for a few more minutes or you can come to my office and finish it, but like, can you do it? And I'm like, sure. So I immediately ran out of the taper hall and I ran towards the village. As I was leaving the campus, the main gate, I saw, usually every day it's like that. I saw a series of tables and people are usually selling stuff or promoting stuff. I saw Jiayun and another Asian girl standing behind a table selling cookies and banana cakes. And Jiayun was in this dark blue dress, tank top, sorta. And she's like, Enoch? And I just like, this is the worst fucking time to see my ex-crush. I was literally dying, okay? I was running, I was out of breath. And I saw her and I was like, fuck, I have midterms, talk to you later. Rushed over to FedEx place, and thankfully, before I went to the religion classroom, I already sent it to Print and Go, so I entered the FedEx office, I printed it out, boom, got it, stapled it, ran back, I walked super fast, walked past Jiayun, entered my religion classroom. By the time I arrived, it was around 11:15 or 11:16, so I lost about 15 minutes. It's okay. I'm a super fast writer. So despite losing 15 minutes, I have 1 hour and 10 minutes to do the entire midterms exam. That includes 5 short answers, like small definition questions. That includes 3 short essay questions. A short essay is like 3 to 5 sentences, and then 1 long essay question, like 3 to 5 paragraphs. And somehow I was in beast mode. I locked in and I did the whole fucking thing. And I was the last person to leave the classroom and I was a little bit overtime, but given that I started 15 minutes late, I'm not overtime at all. So I got it in, I did the self-evaluation, I handed it in, I said thank you, I left. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Done deal. It's a done deal. So I have 2 midterms done already. The complet class done. This midterms is done. That's fucking crazy. So move on to complet class. I was awake the whole class. Cool. Left, went out and walked past the table. I only saw the Asian girl, and then I waited at the bus stop. I waited and waited and waited, and the bus is not coming. And then I saw that Jayun is over there, across the road. And so I decided to just walk across the road again and say hi to Jayun. And so I saw Jayun, and she's like, "Hey, Enoch." And I'm like, "You caught me at a very unhinged time." And she's like, "So sorry." And then Jayun left. And then I looked over, and it's Nika Wallach, who produced the Perfect ad. And I went up to her. She's like, "Oh, buy us a cookie. You know what? Instead of $2, you can only pay $1. You can just pay $1 and get a cookie." I didn't. With how Jayun treated me, I can't give her any money. I'm sorry. But instead, I went to Nika and I said, "I lost my box cutter. Is it at do you have it?" And the other Asian girl was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like people are just flabbergasted that strangers are walking up to your girl, like female friend, and asking for box cutters. That's how unhinged and psychotic I really am. So anyways, my bus arrived, went back home, took a shower because I was sweating, and then I made a quick lunch, and then I immediately popped out because Harley wants to see me at 4 p.m. I ended up seeing her at around 4:35, met up at the village. And so the complicated plan is at 4:30-ish p.m. we'll meet up, we'll have a quick meeting, and then I'm going to walk over to USPS, return my Blu-ray, and then I'll walk over to Norris to have my shift for the Voice of Heen Rajab. So I did all that, and I met up with Harley, we talked, and then it was fine. I'm glad we had a meeting, and that made me less stressed out about the ad. And then I walked over to USPS, and for some reason I arrived at 5:21. The office closed at 5:30, so theoretically I have 9 more minutes. And last time I was there, I was also like 10 minutes away. For some reason, it is closed. The main door is not closed. People can still walk in and put down packages, but the post office is fucking closed. What the fuck do you mean? It closed at 5:30. It's 5:21. What the fuck do you mean? So I tried to brainstorm like what to do. I downloaded, like I went online and I bought a printing label online. I did all that shit, and I tried to use a self-help machine, and none of it worked. I'm like, fuck it. So I carried the box. I also walked past Maisie. She was on a scooter. She zoomed by super fast, and I was like, "Hey." She turned and she's like, "Hey," and then she's just vroom, just zoomed past me. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that I get to know her. It's pretty cool that I know someone like her. She's a cool person. She also got accepted into NYU for virtual production. So congrats. Anyways, walked from USPS to Norris Theater, ran into Kate Xiao, and just mentioned to her that I just had a meeting with Harley and I'm going to work. And she has no idea that I have a job. I realized that I have a job and I have an internship and I have all these things that I actually don't tell people. That they don't act, not a lot of people actually know me. Anyways, I arrived in Norris and I was on time. I sat down and I did the whole 6 to 10 p.m. I saw Ife, which is cool. I saw Avikai. I saw the Vietnamese professor and her husband. And I saw Michelle from community college who turned up for the screening. And I didn't go in to see the film, obviously, because I've seen it already. But yeah, I just chilled. My phone was dying, running out of battery. And somehow my portable charger, whenever I try to charge my phone, it doesn't work. It blinks, it says that there's moisturizer, and so my phone just gradually died. By the time I got home later that night, tonight, it was at 5%. But yeah, it was nice seeing that it's a full house. People were crying in the middle of the screening. There's this, I think, Arabic American woman who came out and was like, "Yeah, I can't see that again. I'm sorry." So she just wandered around. Another Asian American girl came out sobbing and looked at us and said, "Can't you tell I'm in Tish?" And why didn't they rescue the girl? Something like that. It was like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and I'm like, damn, I know this film was depressing, but damn. I went in and no one clapped. There was dead silence. And then we had the Q&A between Viet Thanh Nguyen, the my Vietnamese professor's husband. So I just said her husband's full name. You can probably find out what my professor's full name is. And with the producer of the Voice of Henry job, and then a whole Q&A. And then during the Q&A at around 8:45 p.m., I went outside of Norris and I had a quick Google meeting with Josh O and C. Jira and like Andrew Wu, Kate Shaw, Harley was there. Just a bunch of people, Trinity, Nguyen, and then we just talked a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go back to work. So, yeah, all that stuff. And then later, I talked to Viet Thanh Nguyen a little bit. I was like, oh, I watched The Sympathizer. And he's like, oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, I actually only watched the first and last episode of The Sympathizer. I actually didn't even watch the show at all, aside from the first and last episode on the big screen. And then I was like, yeah, it's very cool that Park Chan-wook got to direct it. And he was like, yeah, it's like hitting the jackpot. I felt really lucky. And then he asked me if I have felt the texture of the show change because the director changed. And I'm like, yeah, kind of, because Park Chan-wook was very playful and energetic. I also really like Fernando Morales directed an episode. And he's like, yeah, when they picked Fernando, I was like, yes, that's a good director. And then they picked the third guy, and I have no idea who he is. And I'm just like, oh. So it's really cool. Like, he's just honest with me. And then that's it. And of course, her wife is someone I just spoke to yesterday over Zoom, and someone whom I take classes with and regularly speak to. And it's hilarious. Anyways, Michelle drove me home, and we talked in the car for 20 minutes. I came back, and then I spent like another hour working on my dreams assignment, and then yeah, it's such a Hufflepuff, and I just had dinner, and now it's already 2, and I have a whole ass movie to watch. There's too much is going on. I don't even have time to edit college, to edit round 6, to edit Can. I don't have time to I have to work on the whip ad PD and the readings for Thursday's class. It's just such a terrible week. I'm just so fucking busy. It's such a bad week for me to be busy. So, yeah. Okay. It's 9:57 a.m. on February 24th. 25th, Jesus, okay. Yeah, I, yeah. I slept from 3:35 to about 9:40. And yeah, it's good that I'm sleeping. I still haven't beaten the 3 a.m. curse, but I'd say 3:35 is pretty early. The thing is, last night was not productive at all. I didn't edit jack shit, and I was trying to watch Tokyo Sonata, and I tried to finish the whole movie, and then 30 minutes in, I started dozing off. So I'm like, I can't. So I'm going to try to watch that film tonight. But yeah, this means I will be watching 3 films today. I'm going to try to be as productive as possible today. And also, yes, I have the Dreams class, which is at 1 p.m. But the reason why I'm waking up this early is because at 11, Kate is going to pick me up, and we're going to do a quick PD run where we just go around the campus and buying stuff. So hopefully that doesn't take up too much time. Hopefully that's fast, quick, and easy. Yeah. Yeah, such a bad freaking week to be busy, man. So freaking busy. So ridiculously busy. But, yeah, I slept for, a little more than 6 hours, so I feel fine. Like, I don't feel sleepy. I don't feel that sleepy right now, so that's great. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. yeah, it's crazy how February has ended. Crazy how it's already halfway through the semester. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm, hmm. Yeah.
I think it's the best Chinese manga.
Oh, real?
Well, people are coming in late, so just give us 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, thank you for coming.
Okay, it's 2:08 a.m. in the morning. Oh, goddamn, it's so late again. I'm gonna try to go as fast as possible. Today, I felt really awake for the most part, which is crazy. I slept for 6 hours, which is not too shabby, and for some reason this morning I felt so fucking awake, and I felt so good. It was so good. I, yeah, I was really awake. I made myself some banana toast, peanut butter toast. The bread is getting moldy. I also made hot chocolate for myself, and I was scared that the milk would go bad. But I ate it up. It was fine. I did some of the reading for the essay film class, and then at 11 a.m. sharp, Kate Chow is right outside of my apartment in her car. I hopped onto it, and then Harley showed up, and then we went to Staples and bought some cart boxes and then some tapes and whatever, and then we headed over to Ralph's to buy some miscellaneous random stuff like some red Solo cups. I found some ping pong balls right beside the alcohol because, of course, they go perfect together. And some chips, some snacks for props, but also to eat because why the fuck not? And then after the whole trip, it was like 12:06 afternoon. What? I honestly thought it was gonna take a long ass time, but no, it took like about an hour for us to gather over 1/3 of all the set dressing we need for the whip ad, which is really cool. And because I felt really awake, I also felt very easy. Like I wasn't like slogging around. I was like energetic. I interacted with Kate and Harley, and you know, Harley has a class at 2 a.m. At that point, it was 12 at noon, and they went over to Glendale to like get hey tea, hey cha, and had lunch. And then, of course, I don't have the time to do that. So instead, Kate dropped me off at USPS, where I returned the Blu-ray. I went into the USPS office, and then turns out I need to print out the printing label myself. So I walked all the way from USPS to the FedEx office at the village, printed it out, walked all the way back to USPS village at around 12:40, and then handed over the box. Boom, done. Blu-ray has returned. It's so interesting because when I gave my Blu-ray box to the staff there, and I simply asked, "Can you tell me how much is it?" They said $11. But the printing label I printed out was $9 ish. So mine was $2 cheaper. So I'm like, fine. I printed it out myself, and there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. So I walked to class. We'll walk to the Mary Sweeney class. I was really sweat. I was drenched in sweat. It was so hot for some reason. And I had thoughts of skipping class today because today's class is about In the Mood for Love, and I've seen that film 3 times already, and I'm not sure if I want to do this all over again, but sure, whatever, why not? So I sat down, and then we watched the film, and then Yu-Chen's friend showed up, and then holy shit, the film is really good. It gets better each time. And I thought I wouldn't cry. I didn't really cry, but there was definitely a moment near the end where I'm just like sinking in my seat, just thinking to myself, oh my god. Like once in a while, maybe it's because I'm getting closer and closer to graduation. Today's 79 days left, I believe. Films are beginning to like vibe with me and speak to me in very personal ways, and I think In the Mood for Love made me think about my love life and Jaehyun, which I'm gonna elaborate later in this video. But yeah, after during break, I went to Coffee Bean and got a cake pop because I was really hungry, and then I had the discussion, which is really interesting. I went back to the classroom slash theater, and I saw Mary Sweeney sitting with my group, so I immediately just sat down and joined in the conversation. I talked about how I'm a Hong Konger, you know. And yeah, it was interesting because a lot of people has never seen this film before and just don't really get it or are confused. But personally, I think this is easily the best film the class has screened so far. Of course, that is until Mulholland Drive, which is unironically and ironically the best film in the entire syllabus, and of course Mary Sweeney being the professor. So that's really crazy. So class is over. I left. I thought about going to Trader Joe's and buying some food before heading back home, but I didn't. I just waited for the bus, hopped onto the bus, went back home, and I honestly thought I wouldn't have a lot of time to do anything before heading out again, but instead I did have quite a bit of time. I took a shower. I ate dinner. So again, like if I'm eating dinner late, if I'm eating lunch really late, I might as well make it a big meal. So a dinner, and yeah, what else? I did the readings, I did some graphic designing for the whip ad, and blah 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 blah. Just productive stuff, all in all. And then at 7:20 I left. I took a bus to Eastwood Performance Arts Center. And in my head I'm like, why did I agree to this? Why did I decide to do this? But I paid $12 for a movie ticket. I need to show up. But this week is like a bad week to do this, by the way. I'm very busy, but sure, why not? So I showed up to Eastwood Performance Arts Center, and I haven't been there since a long time ago. I feel like 2 years ago, maybe. And man, the streets are just like so fucked up and gross and messy there. But I showed up and there's a lot of people, and I saw Kenji and Nikki, the duo who forms the Hong Kong Cinema Club. Said hi to them, and I got like special privilege. Like I showed up and Kenji is like, "Oh, you don't need to check in with us. Like I know you bought the ticket." And then I grabbed a seat, and then I watched the film, and then I fell asleep. On the bus on the way to Eastwood, I also fell asleep. And then in the film, I was awake for the most part, but in Act 3, I started like to doze off, which I just hate. Jesus, I'm just narcoleptic at this point, and it's so crazy because this morning I was really awake. But yeah, film is over, and it's also Kenji's birthday tomorrow, so there's like red velvet cake. So I had a slice of red velvet cake. I'm like, why not? Free food. And then took a bus back home, which took 40 whole ass minutes. And then I returned home at around 11, and then I decided to finish the reading, one out of the 2 readings for the essay film class tomorrow. And it's taking me forever. And then so I was planning to have dinner, but when I planned to have dinner, it was already 1:30 a.m. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just not going to eat that much. So I ate a salad box, which was gross. The Mexicali salad from Trader Joe's. Not good. And you know what? Fine. I'm not going to eat that much. I was planning to eat tacos with smoked pulled pork. Because the avocado, I'm scared it's like going to go bad. But it's fine. I'll eat that tomorrow. And then the steak, I'll eat that 2 days later. Hopefully by then it doesn't go bad. But, yeah. That's that. But I'm running out of food again. So tomorrow, if I have time, I need to hit Ralph's. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm fighting for my life to be as productive as possible. But there's too much. There's like the readings for the essay film class. I need to write the scripts for my 480. Jesus Christ. I have half a month left. The Empire, that's, internship shit. Just a bunch of random shit. Just the whip ad. Can't wait for this week to be over. Literally cannot wait. Okay, finally, the thing I want to talk about is when I was watching In the Mood for Love. I don't know, I was just really thinking about the 3 hours I spent with Jiayun in Hong Kong on a wet, rainy summer night. And how lovely it was. Just that moment where we walked in the rain and we shared food and then we shared dessert. And then I said goodbye to her. That entire process was fucking amazing. And I enjoyed every moment. And even though I and her never dated, we didn't even hold hands, no kissing, no whatever. We didn't go anywhere beyond that. Like, we didn't meet anymore or see movies together. Nothing more. But those 3 hours are fucking majestic, and I don't know, it's just, I know this might sound like I'm picking up breadcrumbs and calling them delicious, but I really think those 3 hours are 3 of the most beautiful hours I've spent in my life. And maybe that's better than the real thing, because 2 people in a relationship, right? What's the most vanilla relationship? I hope they don't see this video. Ethan, Quan, and Kate. Ethan and Kate, they're together, and they joke around. Kate talks shit about Ethan a little bit. They're just like, they've been a couple for a few months, and they're just like kind of casual with it. And, they eat food, they share food, they cook some food together, haha. Like, it's not real intense yearning. I experience real intense yearning. I don't even need, anything else. I don't need an official relationship. I don't need flowers on Valentine's Day, overnight chats, or sex, or anything like that. I don't need those things. Somehow those 3 hours where we didn't even hold hands, somehow those 3 hours are so intensely passionate that maybe it's even better than the real thing. And again, part of that is like, okay, I'm just like picking up breadcrumbs. But genuinely, when I'm watching In the Mood for Love, I was just thinking about how maybe that's the best. Like, even if I somehow miraculously end up dating someone, it's just gonna be this normal thing. Like, I will talk to this person and then blah blah blah. It's gonna be like very I don't know what's the word, regimented. It's gonna be very plain. But those 3 hours of in the night, in the rain, yeah, I don't know. That might be better than the real thing. Maybe I don't need to date anymore. Maybe I shouldn't be so anxious about the fact that I'm leaving USC in less than 10 weeks and I still have yet to found a girlfriend, despite having been here for 2.5 years, which is, again, really crazy. But then I've experienced that. A girl I liked a lot, at the peak of my obsession for her, at the very peak, came all the way from Shanghai to visit my hometown, Hong Kong. I share food with her, and we hug, just for 3 hours. And that is fucking amazing, and not a lot of people get to experience that. Maybe I should just be satisfied with that, and then just let go of the idea that I have to date someone, I have to be someone's boyfriend, I have to have a girlfriend. Like, maybe I don't even need that. And to put it in a nihilistic way, I'm not a normal human being. I'm a broken, corrupt person. And if regular dating, haha, talking, whatever, is for regular human beings, then it's not for me. I have those 3 hours. And yes, I'm a virgin and I'm single, but it's like, maybe it's like, who cares? That's just my quirk. That's just my personality type. That's just my character trait. Like, I'm just like that, because I'm fucking insane and weird, and, maybe it's not something to be ashamed of, but it's like, ooh, this guy is like, he's beyond, like, dating. He's beyond relationships. Like, this guy is just, like, so transcendent and so against reality and normal, like, traditional norms of, like, the human experience that, But yeah, either way, it got me thinking a lot about just. I'm glad those 3 hours happened. I was really angry last October that those 3 hours are wasted because it's supposed to be a stepping stone towards something greater, beautiful. But maybe that isn't a stepping stone. Those 3 hours I spent with Jiren is the peak. It's the culmination of our long conversations over summer and our mutual love for film and artistic expression, our mutual tragedies, but also our differences, and it all kind of accumulates to that one beautiful point, and then that's pretty much all I need. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to finish a third film today, so wish me good luck. Okay, time now is 9:33 a.m. On February 26th. Yeah, so tired. I slept from 4 a.m. to 9:20. It's just too much to do. Just too fucking much. I just can't. Once again, I couldn't finish Tokyo Sonata. I just cannot finish the goddamn movie. I watched 20 minutes and I'm like, I gotta go. Yeah. But, anyways. Yeah, tomorrow I have a set, so hopefully I go to bed hella early. But yeah, kind of want to skip class today. I just. Yeah, I kind of want to just skip class, honestly. There's too much to do. Yeah, I had a dream. Again, very muddy, very vague. I don't really know what happened. I just remember the very last part, or one of the parts, where I think there were some old dancers, or there's this dance music, and people are dancing to it, and yeah, and then I can't even describe what happened. And then a couple people were like, you can dance, but you can dance quietly. But it's part of a mission. And it's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. Should I skip the class? I still have a lot of reading I haven't done for the essay film class. I still have poster designs for the whip ad that I still haven't done. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I feel like I should skip class. That would make things easier. Probably not gonna go to Click to View tonight, honestly. Yeah. Probably not. I don't know. Also, I guess two more things. One is, I saw Maisie yesterday, again, during break from my class. She's walking around SCA, like between the SCA building and the Raystark building. And then she like slouched. She was like laying on the bench outside of the Raystark theater. Very like melting on that bench. And then after I got back home, I saw on her Instagram story that there's a Zoom meeting with the production designer of Frankenstein. So I'm like, oh my god, I gotta join. So I joined in and I listened to this Q&A. So that was nice. And then, yeah, I still haven't received any news from Cannes Film Festival, both from the USC Cannes Classics and Cannes directly. So we'll see. Oof, okay, time now is 2:08 a.m. in the morning. Holy shit, I gotta go fast. I gotta go super speed. Yeah, what a fucking long day. This morning I woke up and I'm so tired I just wanted to skip class. I wanted to skip the religion class, but I didn't. But because I woke up so late, I decided to take the late bus instead of the early bus, which is gonna make me about 5 minutes late. And I still somehow missed the late bus, so I walked to school. I walked all the way from my place to Taper Hall, and that took a while, and I was 15 minutes late. But it's okay, I don't think it's that important. I was 15 minutes late, I got in, I sat down, and this morning I was really juggling between a few things. I was juggling between just doing the readings from an essay film class, and then also making fake posters for the whip ad for tomorrow. Which is, oh my god, it's 2 a.m. I just realized that. I need to go to bed early. So yeah, really crazy situation. And I somehow did it. Somehow within the religion class, and then when I went to my complit class, I just spent a lot of time finishing the readings and then doing the posters, and I finally did it all. Put in a PDF and send it to myself. Everything is a-okay. And then, before my essay film class, I went to Coffee Bean and I bought a quick coffee cake because I was so hungry. And then I went to essay film class, I sat down and I did the quiz and it was tough. It was tough. But it's fine, okay? It's fine. I believe. And then we watched a few films. We watched the first 12 minutes of Tokyo Ga, and then we watched Perfumed Nightmare. And before we started Perfumed Nightmare, I went downstairs to Coffee Bean, like a 10-minute break, and I ran into Brandon, Ethan, Quan, and Keishay. And then I just talked to them a little bit. And then I went back to the classroom, we watched Perfume Nightmare, and I really wanted to stay awake, but somehow in the beginning and some parts at the end of the film, I started dozing off. Again, I hate it. I'm narcoleptic at this point. At this point, I'm fucking narcoleptic. I can't control myself at this point. So, yeah, fuck yeah. It's so goddamn tiring. I'm so done with film sets. After this, I'm actually done. But the most interesting part of the day hasn't even arrived. So after that, it was 6 p.m. and I have 1 hour until FedEx office closes, which is enough time for me to immediately head over to FedEx office, print stuff out, and then also get the poster I ordered. So boom, it's easy. Actually, doing PD for this ad, it's very intimidating because it looks like a lot, but after the PD run yesterday morning and then printing some stuff, I'm actually done. We actually have everything now. It's so easy, actually. Of course, tomorrow set dressing would be another thing. It would be difficult, but I'm pretty confident. Like, the PD doesn't seem that complicated. Like, somehow Ethan Kwan's 310 is even more complicated, and if we can pull that off last minute, this ad, we can pull it off pretty easy. So I'm actually pretty confident about tomorrow. I just feel bad that I have to wake up really early at like 7 tomorrow. So, or like 7:15. So, um, yeah. What's the next thing? Yeah, so I did all that, and then around 6:30 I went to Dulce, and I grabbed dinner by myself. I got a spicy chicken sandwich with matcha, went upstairs, and I had the meal. Went to third floor, I had the meal. Felt really nice. Felt really, I don't know why, I crave matcha lately. I crave drinks lately. I'm just really thirsty. I'm in a thirsty phase of my life. And after I went back home, like for 3 days straight, for the last 3 days, I've been drinking a lot of pineapple juice. I'm just so thirsty, man. It's so crazy how thirsty I am. Okay, so, and then I took a lift to Ralph's and I bought a bunch of stuff. And then I came back home and it was like 8:20. And then in my head, I'm debating whether I should go to the Click to View meeting or not. And at the end, I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm free. I'm just gonna do it. Even though I wish if I had stayed, I would have more time to just, edit some videos here, do a little there, whatever, this and that. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely at 8:45 I went out and then I arrived at the Click to View meeting. So, 3 weeks in a row, plus the crew, plus the mixer, I was there. And it was nice. And, yeah. And I'm so glad I showed up today. Because today, for some reason, maybe it's because I'm tired, I have this very nonchalant energy. I just sat down on a chair. I saw Alex Grushka. It's been a while. And we talked a little bit. I talked to Garrett a little bit. I saw Tavishi. I saw Julian and Cheyenne. I saw like a bunch of people. Colin, Anya. Didn't even speak to them, but they're just from afar. No, actually, I eventually did speak to Anya a little bit later in the day. But, yeah, and then I just sat down. We did some self-introductions again, or just like a ice-breaking thing. So many people showed up. It's crazy. And then we all did our pitches about consume, which is the theme that they're going for this semester. And I'm so glad I showed up because everyone is trying to out edge each other. It's so like this is probably the best meeting out of all the meetings for Click to View because it's the meeting where we all kind of just come up with ideas and everyone's just trying to be the edgiest, grossest. It started with like Sarah, Hyun, and Yan. They're a couple, I guess, and they're doing something silly, consume. So it's about consumerism. So we're looking at like weird objects on Facebook Market and interviewing people about it. But the rest of all the pitches are just like Cheyenne and Julian's pitch is about like porn and fetish and like cake fetish and pie fetish and like paint fetish. Because of course with Cheyenne everything's pornographic, which is interesting. But that's like her thing, and it's like the opposite of my thing. Well, I like writing about like sex, but I approach it from such a different angle that I feel like we come from opposite places. And then Tavishi, her pitch is like, oh, it's gonna be fucked up. It's about paper cuts. It's about eating paper and then like vomiting paper. And then Sunny showed up, and Sunny was talking about, oh, I don't have it's a mess, but my pitch is about like bodies and like touching bodies and sweaty and gross and like consume as a form of love. Liam Wadey, the half black boy, that sounded weird. He was like, oh, I have a similar idea too, bodies emerging with each other. And then someone else was just talking about like consumerism as like memory and time and voiceover and crazy and weird. Anya's was also like kind of this fucked up like guy eating like cannibalizing a girl's meat, and it's about the male gaze. And then Rachel Barris, she openly talked about, oh, I struggled with eating disorder, so I'm actually going to make a film about eating disorder forum website where you go to this website and it fucks you up and everyone's like, it's like a religious cult, but it's just like about eating disorders. And Colin had a dream about Gene Seberg decapitated and then turned into a baby and like shoving cake into her mouth, but it's just a dream, because he actually had this dream. And then Riley had this pitch, and their pitch is like, I forgot. It's just about eating a lot of stuff and going crazy, just eating and throwing up, and like also body horror. Like everyone's up trying to do this body horror thing, and then like dying, and it's so funny how everyone's just doing it, and I'm just sitting there like, I mean, I like this stuff, but it's just so funny seeing everyone just being so edgy, and yeah, and then we left, and we went over time, we left, and then I talked with Sunny for a little bit. I talked with Sunny about like my film, and because I don't think she's a good actress, and I just wanted to ask her, like, would you do this role? Like, what would you be in the world that my story is set in? And she's like, I would be a rebel. I would kill a bunch of people with an AK-47. No, I want to have a Glock, and I want to like shoot people, and yeah. And I'm just like, okay, but like in my head, I'm just thinking like, you can do all that, but if you're not a good fit for that, I don't know, like, you know. And then I talked with Alex, and then a whole group of people. We just walked to Anya's place, like click to house. And on the way, we just talk about all sorts of edgy things. And even with Julian and Cheyenne, we were talking about like fetishes. And Sunny was like, "Oh, I love porn. I love seeing films about fetishes. This is so cool. Oh, have you seen that one website?" And then Julian starts talking about this OnlyFans creator who has this fetish of like stomping on cars with high heels. And it's just like, damn, like I love edgy shit, but it's so funny how everyone's so edgy. And I started like talking about like stuff, because I had this idea of like about a guy falling in love with a suicidal girl, and he just had this suicide fetish, and Cheyenne was like, well, yeah, actually I think it's really real. I think a lot of guys are like this. And I just started talking shit about SCA, and then the whole rest of the night I'm just like unhinged. It's like I'm drunk, but I'm not drunk. I just like say whatever's on my mind without thinking, because I'm 78 days away from graduating. At this point, I don't really care anymore. Like, I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say. So I just like, half of the stuff I say just don't make any sense at all. I arrived at Anya's place, and then yeah, on the way we just talked about like masturbating, and like I talked about Tristan St. Germain's films, like shit and piss and self-harm, antidepressants, like whatever the fuck, you know? And everyone's like so down. Like, again, I talked to Alex Grushka about reading, because I know he's really into reading. And then I talked about my film, and he talked about like a cum tribute to the president of USC, and I'm like, that's too much. Yeah, I went to Anya's place and stayed for about 10 minutes. I felt much more comfortable. I'm just joking around, whatever. Rachel Shin asked me, like, do I have a celebrity crush? Who do I think is hot? And I just gave a very honest answer. I was like, Michelle Raisin Fallen Angels. And, yeah, that's probably a huge red flag. And then I just left. And then, yeah, I came back home. And at the same time, I'm, like, also DMing Maisie about, like, because I saw a woman with like halo hair, which is really funny because Alyssa Liu just blew up. And Maisie saw my Instagram story, and we started chatting about dyeing hair. I just want to have a conversation with her, you know. And I think a lot of like deep friendships just started with stupid conversations like this. And yeah, and then Ariel finished my script. Ariel, as far as I know, is the first person to have read my script. And she's just like, holy shit, you're insane. I'm so proud of you. This is so crazy. I just want to pick your brain, but I need to reread it. And it's, really? Is it that good? I just feel like I broke the law with this film. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I have to wake up at like 7:15. I should probably go to bed now. That is less than 5 hours later. But the thing is, my phone has this like moisture charging port issue that is not allowing me to charge it or do whatever the fuck with it. So I don't know. I'm scared.